Kia ora, good evening. Would you like to see bars close earlier? Well, the Christchurch City Council is currently considering earlier closing times for bars and alcohol stores, but hospitality groups are fighting back. The local body should run with the policy. That's what this alcohol addiction director would like to see from the Christchurch City Council after local government dropped a controversial proposal after getting a disapproving letter from the hospitality industry. The council's been working on tightening alcohol rules, looking at where and when alcohol can be sold. The draft local alcohol policy would see restrictions for off-licence bars, cutting closing times back to 9 p.m, and would see most bars shut up shop by 1 a.m, excluding those in a defined area of the central city, allowing them to stay open beyond that. But the director of the National Addiction Centre in Christchurch says they're heading in the right direction.
I think the council's proposal is very reasonable. I think that it's definitely a step forward. It could be more robust, but I think they've come up with something that's a good compromise at this point.
However, Hospitality New Zealand didn't agree with the proposal by council, writing a letter to both Mayor Leanne Dalzell and councillors a day before the draft policy review was due to be addressed in the chamber. In that letter, the association said they found fundamental issues with the policy, saying the penalisation of all licensed premises with trading hour restrictions is unreasonable when many sites don't demonstrate impact with alcohol-related harm. But Salmon disagrees.
Well, I'd like to see their data because I think it's it's really pushing it uphill for anybody to say that they are not contributing to alcohol-related harm in a vicinity.
And he says there's been a lot of pressure put on city councils, saying the government has stepped aside and left them to deal with the problem.
The alcohol industry is so well funded, their pockets are very, very deep, their influence is considerable, and they will be there lobbying the government, and the government will be quietly leaning on councils. So I think the whole thing is actually quite scandalous, and I think that over time it will come out just how much time, how much energy, how much money has gone into a process which is not actually going to get alcohol-related harm reduced.
Hospitality New Zealand weren't available for an interview today, but in a letter released to the City Council, says they would challenge the lawfulness of the draft local alcohol policy and it should stay as it is, saying they've received feedback from both their members and local branch committee to take legal action if the process is not fair and reasonable. But Salmon says the council should go ahead with the policy.
Personally, I'd like to see that the council follow through on this local alcohol policy. There's been a highly consultative and expensive process, and for the alcohol industry to turn around at this late stage and say we don't like it and we're going to take you to court is really undermining democracy.
Now the council will be hoping they won't have to start the policy from scratch. Jared McCulloch, CTV News.